All right, joined by former Bulldog quarterback and defensive back and a regular contributor to Bulldog Insider, Steven Comstock. Steven, your reaction to the news today?
Yeah, definitely surprised in a way, not surprised in a way. I could see it going both ways. Just trying to make a sense of it all. I feel bad for the guys on the team that were my former teammates. I've been in this situation before, with both Coach DeBoer leaving and Coach Tedford leaving while I've played there. So I get where these guys are at, but yeah, tough situation.
And I know you have some pretty strong feelings about the Bulldogs not handing the job and handing the keys to the program to Tim Skipper, a guy that was one of your coaches while you were a Bulldog.
Yeah. I mean, I was fortunate enough to play under him on the defense when he was the linebacker coach, and then when Tedford had to step down for the bowl game last year, I got to play under him as when he was the head coach. So I've seen both sides of it. I know how passionate he is, how much he loves the program, and how much he deeply cares about the community, the players, the fans, everybody.
So in that sense, do you think this is a mistake by Fresno State?
Well, you got to look at it a few different ways. Fresno State has always done well when we have a guy that's in here that is about the Valley, loves the Valley, and understand what Bulldog football is all about and the pride and tradition. And that's what Tim Skipper was, all the way through, like to the core. So it's just surprising to me, that we're hiring a guy that, had a lot of success. I think he is a good head coach, opportunity pick. I get it. He's won some national championships at the FCS level. But is this just going to be the same story where he uses this as a stepping stone? Look at Coach DeBoer, who's now has played for a national championship, is now at Alabama. We've kind of seen this play out before where we had a guy that, could be the next, long-term head coach where they bring stability. We talked about it a few weeks ago on the Insider. One of the biggest things for teams that are below 500 is coaching turnover. And, not only is that coaches getting fired for not performing, but it's also coaches that perform and leave to a bigger school.
I'm guessing that you've probably been in touch with some of your former teammates today. Can you give me some insight into what their reaction has been like?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've talked to former teammates from years past, some people that are, a lot older than I am that were in college before I was born, all the way to current players. It just seems like a lot of people are confused, Coach Skipper came in with a few weeks until fall camp and, won 6 games, got us bowl eligible, it just seems, and that's, we got to remember, that's without his recruits. That's without his own coaching staff. He comes from a very a family that has so much background in the coaching history. You would have to think that this guy that Coach Skip, we know he's smart and he can get some guys in here that can turn this program around. So, there's definitely some frustration. The guy that, is through and through a Bulldog, we turned our backs on him a little bit there, and it's frustrating.
From your perspective, do you think some of these players who are entering the portal that they wouldn't be if Skipper was still the coach?
I can't say, just because I don't know what they're thinking, and I don't blame them for it, even though it does hurt to see them enter the portal, especially having some good relationships with a lot of these guys. It sucks to see, that's where their career has led them to, is having to enter the portal. So it is a frustration, I know, for a lot of people, but I don't know. I think if there was a little more clarity, early on, and instead of having to wait until National Signing Day to find out if we're keeping Skip or we're going a new direction. So I just think, we needed a little more clarity a little sooner.
final question for me. It feels like there's a little bit of fracture, right? And there's some frayed emotions, right, amongst former players like yourself, maybe some alums as well, current players. Do you think the Valley will ultimately rally around Matt Entz as the new head coach?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's kind of there's no going back. That's the decision that was made from people that we put in places to try and help us succeed. And we are where we are now. And I do really, really hope that, we can rally behind him, and find a way to win games and find a way to win championships. And who knows, best case scenario, we go to the Pac-12, and he's leading us strong, and maybe we win some championships, bring back that Power 5 environment of the Pac-12, and we're able to keep him because we have become a national, caliber team. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, it's not going to work out, and it's a tough one. Not saying that, it's because he doesn't perform, but maybe he performs really well and he takes another job at a bigger school. So, it's one of those things that all we can do is have, an optimistic mind about it and hope that it all works out.
Steven, I appreciate you. Appreciate you always coming on Bulldog Insider. Always very transparent with your emotions, and appreciate you joining me here.
Absolutely. Thank you.